Hello, guys, again. This is Greg doing the Bible. We're in Genesis chapter 12. Title is called The Call of Abraham. This is right after we were talking about how Noah and his whole family and how their families grew up and where they got all around in the world and how God changed basically everyone's language because they were trying to build a tower to the heavens. It's kind of messed up, but things happen. So, in chapter 12 of Genesis, verse 1, Lord had said to Abraham, "Leave your country, your people, and your father's threshold, and go to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all the people on earth will be blessed through you." So Abraham left, as the Lord had told him, and Lot went with him. Abraham was 75 years old when he set out from Haran. He took his wife Sarah, his nephew Lot, and all the possessions they had accumulated, and the people they had acquired to Haran. They set out for the land of Canaan, and they arrived there. Abraham traveled through the land as far as the site of the great tree of Moed at Shechem, I think, at the time of the Canaanites, where in the land. The Lord appeared to Abraham and said to your offspring, "I will give this land." So he built an altar there to the Lord, who had appeared to him. From there he went on towards the hill east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, with Bethel on the west and Ai on the east. There he built an altar to the Lord and called on the name of the Lord. Then Abraham set out and continued toward Negev, I think. Abraham and Egypt. Now, there was a famine in the land, and Abraham went down to Egypt to live there for a while because the famine was severe. As he was about to enter Egypt, he said to his wife, "Sarah, I know what a beautiful woman you are. When the Egyptians see you, they will say, 'This is his wife.' Then they will kill me, but will let you live. Say, 'You are my sister,' so that I will be treated well for your sake, and my life will be spared because of you." When Abraham came to Egypt, the Egyptians saw that she was a very beautiful woman. And when the Pharaoh's officials saw her, they praised her to Pharaoh, and she was taken into his palace. He treated Abraham well for her sake, and Abraham acquired sheep and cattle and male and female donkeys, and menservants and maidservants and camels. But the Lord inflicted serious diseases on the Pharaoh and his household because of Abraham's wife Sarah. So the Pharaoh summoned Abraham. "What have you done to me?" he said. "Why didn't you tell me she was your wife? Why did you say she is my sister, so that I took her to be my wife? Now then, here is your wife. Take her and go." Then the Pharaoh gave orders about Abraham to his men, and they sent him on his way with his wife and everything he had. Dang, that's kind of messed up. But he kind of lied to the Pharaoh. Lying doesn't get you anywhere. Except it did get him animals and stuff. But you gotta look at it. They then kicked him out of the palace and kicked him out of the city because of that white lie. Because that God gave the Pharaoh diseases that he couldn't offspring anymore. Kids probably. Abraham and Lot separate. So Abraham lost Lot, maybe? I don't know. In chapter 13 of Genesis. So Abraham went up from Egypt to Negev with his wife and everything he had, and Lot went with him. Abraham had become very wealthy in livestock and in silver and gold. From the Negev, he went from place to place until he came to Bethel, to the place between Bethel and Ai, where his tent had been earlier, and where he had first built an altar. There, Abraham called on the name of the Lord. Now Lot, who was moving about with Abraham, also had flocks and herds and tents, but the land could not support them while they stayed together, for their possessions were so great that they were not able to stay together. And quarreling arose between Abraham's herdsmen and herdsmen of Lot. The Canaanites and the Perizzites were also living in the land at the time. Dang. So Abraham and Lot, just because they're nephews and stuff, they're going to fight. It's just like brothers and sisters are going to fight. Brothers and brothers are going to fight. Cousins are going to fight with brothers, Even if they don't even know you, you're still going to fight with them. So, Abraham said to Lot, "Let's not have any quarreling between you and me, or between your herdsmen and mine. For we are brothers. Is not the whole land before you? Let's part company. If you go to the left, and I'll go to the right. If you go to the right, I'll go to the left." Lot looked up and saw that the whole plain of Jordan was well watered, like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt toward Zor. This was before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. So Lot chose for himself the whole plain of Jordan and set out toward the east. The two men parted company. Abraham lived in the land of Canaan, where Lot lived among the cities of plain and pitched his tents near Sodom. Now the men of Sodom were wicked and were sinning greatly against the Lord. Ooh. Lord said to Abraham after Lot had parted from him, "Lift up your eyes from where you are and look north and south, east and west. All the land that you see I will give to you and your offspring forever. I will make your offspring like the dust of the earth, so that if anyone could count the dust, then your offspring could be counted. Go, walk through the length and the breadth of the land, for I am giving it to you." So Abraham moved his tent and went to live near the great trees of Mamre and Hebron, where he built an altar to the Lord. Chapter 14. Abraham rescues Lot. Dun 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 dun, come on. At this time, Aphriel, kings of Shinar, and Aroch, king of Aslar, and Kedorlaomer, king of Elam, and the title king of Gomer, Gomi, went to war against Bera, king of Sodom. Bashira, king of Gomorrah, Senabal, king of Admah, and Sheber, king of Zebami, and the king of Bela, that is Zor. All these later kings joined forces in the valley of Siddim, the Salt Sea. For 12 years they had been subject to Kedorlaomer, but in the 13th year they rebelled. In the 14th year, Kedorlaomer and the kings allied with him and went out and defeated the Raphaites and the Heshroth Canaan, the Zerites in Ham, and the Amorites in Shavith Kirathim, and the Horites in the hill country of Seir, as far as El Paran near the desert. Then they turned back and went to En Mishpat, that is Kadesh. And they conquered the whole territory of the Amalekites, as well as the Amorites who were living in the Hazazon Tamar. Then the king of Sodom, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Admar, and the king of Zebomi, and the king of Bela, this is Zor, marched out and drew up their blades, lines in the valley of Siddim against Kedorlaomer, the king of Elam, the title king of Gormi, and the Amraphel, king of Shinar, and the Aroch, king of Ashlar. The 4 kings against the 5. Now the valley of Siddim was full of tar pits. When the when the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, some of the men into the rest fell into them and fled and fell into the pits and fled to the hills. The four kings seized all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their food, and then they went away. They also carried off Abraham's nephew Lot and his possessions, since he was living in Sodom. The one who had escaped came and reported this to Abraham the Hebrew. Now Abraham was living near the great trees of Mamre, and the Amorite, a brother of Ishmael, and near all of the whom were allied with Abraham. When Abraham heard that his relative had been taken captive, he called out the 308 trained men born in his household and went in pursuit as far as Dan. During night, Abraham divided his men to attack them and routed them, and pursuing them as far as Hobah, north of Damascus. He covered all the goods and brought back his relative's Lot and his possessions, together the woman and other people. After him returned from defeating Kedorlaomer and the kings allied with him. The king of Sodom came out and met with him in the valley of Sheba. This is the king of valleys. Then Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine, and was the priest of God Most High. And he blessed Abraham, saying, Blessed be Abraham by the God Most High, creator of heaven and earth, and be God Most High, who delivered your enemies into your hands. Then Abraham gave him a tenth of everything. The king of Sodom said that Abraham, give me the people and keep the goods for yourself. But Abraham said to the king of Sodom, I have raised my hand to the Lord, God Most High, creator of heaven and earth, and have taken an oath that I will accept nothing belonging to you, not even a thread or the thong of a sandal, so that you will never be able to say, I am Abraham rich. I will accept nothing but what my men have eaten, and the share that belongs to the men who went with me to Ener, Eshcol, and Mamre. Let them have their share. Dang, Abraham doesn't want to be rich, but he just wants people because he wants to grow, his land. He doesn't want to be rich. He just wants his, ancestry to prosper, So, because you wouldn't rather, well, now you would want to be rich, but I'd rather have more people in my family than be rich. Chapter 15, God's covenant with Abraham, just like the covenant he had with Noah. After this, the word of the Lord came to Abraham in a vision. Do not be afraid, Abraham. I am your shield, your very great reward. But Abraham said, O sovereign Lord, what can you give me, since I remain childless, and the one who will inherit my estate is Elijah of Damascus? Abraham said, You have given me no child, so a servant in my household will be my heir. What are you doing, little one? Then the word of the Lord came to him. This man will not be your heir, but a son coming from your own body will be your heir. He took him outside and said, Look up at the heavens and count the stars, if indeed you count them. Then he said to him, So shall your offspring be. Abraham believed the Lord. He credited it to him as righteousness. He also said to him, I am the Lord who brought out you of Ur of the Chaldeans to give you this land to take possession of it. But Abraham said, O sovereign Lord, how can I know that I will gain possession of it? So the Lord said to him, Bring me a heifer, a goat, and a ram, each 3 years old, along with a dove and a young pigeon. Abraham brought all these to him, and he cut them in two and arranged the halves opposite each other. The birds, however, he did not cut in half. Then the birds of prey came down on the carcasses, but Abraham drove them away. As the sun was set, Abraham fell into a deep sleep, and a thick and dreadful darkness came over him. Then the Lord said to him, Know for certain that your descendants will be strangers in a country not they own, and they will be enslaved and mistreated 400 years. But I will punish the nation they serve as slaves, and afterward they will come out with great possessions. You, however, will go to your fathers in peace and be buried at a good old age. In the fourth generation, your descendants will come back here, for the sin of the Amorites has not yet reached its full measure. When the sun had set and the darkness had fallen, a smoking firepot with a blazing torch appeared and passed between the pieces. On that day the Lord made a covenant with Abraham and said, "To your descendants I give this land from the river of Egypt to great river, the Amorites, the land of Canaanites, the Kenizzites, the Kadmonites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Hapharites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Girgashites, and Gibeonites." That's the end of Abraham, I think, almost. Probably tomorrow I'll probably doing chapter 16. The title will be Hagar and Ishmael. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Bye.